been a while. I know. How are you feeling? Yeah. Whew. I totally understand. I getcha. Well, I am very proud that you're here today. Is there anything in particular that you really, really want to focus on? Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. This is all for you, okay? Don't forget that. I know. I honestly don't even know what session this is. It has been so long. So sorry for that. Yeah, I know it's a two-way thing, but I take full responsibility, accountability. So why don't we get into some things today. First, I'm going to be taking notes on my laptop as well as in a notebook. The notes that I take in the notebook, I will give to you to take home to look at. Okay? And if you'd like, you can take notes as well. It's totally up to you. Okay. Well, first, I want to say that I am very, very proud of you because you made it here. I am very thankful for you because you are here. Well, I wouldn't be doing what I do without you. So, thank you. It really, truly means everything. And I also want to point out that anytime you are working on yourself, you need a safe place. It is extremely important that you have a place that you can go to that is very safe for you, other than here. You need your home to be safe. You need it to be a place where you can go, relax, and breathe and feel like you can really work on yourself without a lot of other things going on. Does that make sense? Yes, when we're in therapy and when we're working through things, we need to be able to work through them, manage them, while it's not continuing. Do you get what I'm saying? So with that, if you do have circumstances or situations that are occurring, we need to face those and we need to do something about them. Whether it's setting boundaries or cutting ties with certain people or just creating structure and a routine for yourself at home, getting away from certain products at home. It's a learning curve. Work in progress for sure. So that's what we're going to kind of go over today, okay? Because in order to move forward with these sessions, we need you to have a safe place. Okay? Perfect. So let's go ahead and make notes here of what we're going to work on. All right, so creating a safe space or safe place. Sure. Environment. Whether it be Okay, so I'm going to ask you some questions and you're going to rate them 1 to 10, okay? And I'm going to do notes of this so you can take it home so you know where you're at. And then I'm also going to write it in. Type it in, if you will. Okay, let's use our flower pen today. Just makes me happy. Do you like this little guy though? Anytime I'm feeling down, I always pull him out. Do you want to play with him? That's okay. Okay, if you do, he's right here, okay? So, let's go ahead and write it out on a scale 1 to 10. How happy are you right now, in this moment? Okay? And then, how happy have you been in the last 2 weeks overall? It's okay. Take your time. You can go day by day if you need to. But yeah, it's just overall. Have you felt more down, more happy? So that'll kind of determine the scale. Okay. So that's something to keep in mind. No, that's okay. How has your appetite been? Good. And what about your eating habits? So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how healthy do you eat? Okay, so if I were to elaborate a bit on eating healthy, I would say fruits, vegetables, fiber, protein. You need to have those daily. So less processed foods such as potato chips, anything that you get in a can or like a container. Okay, so 3. That's all right. We all need to work on our eating habits, okay? Like, don't feel bad. And how is your exercise? On a scale of 1 to 10. Yep, in the last 2 weeks. Okay, so we'll say that's probably a 4. Yeah. No, that's okay. So this is just to keep track of things to be mindful about when we're creating our safe space. Yeah. And what about hygiene? Scale of 1 to 10, how has your hygiene been? Are you showering? Keeping your house clean, keeping yourself clean, brushing your teeth, brushing your hair, changing your clothes. Good, good, good. Okay, so now let me go ahead and add this into the computer really quick. It's much easier with this keyboard. Scale of 1 to 10. Let's see. Client and a 7. Okay, hygiene. Okay, so out of these things, what do you think you need to work on the most? Okay, let's mark this down, then we can come up with a plan. So I always tell people too that our mental and physical health are all connected. So you might not even know it, that some of the reason why you're unhappy is simply because of your eating habits or your lack of exercise, because those create chemicals in our brain that give us dopamine, which make us happy, and serotonin. Yeah. And also, do you take any vitamins? Okay, so you might want to look into that too. It's just things that you would take over the counter. One vitamin that I highly recommend is D3, and that's specifically if you do not go outside a lot and you're not getting a lot of sun. But also if you do go outside and you do get a lot of sun, make sure that you wear sunscreen. That is very important too. What about B12? Have you heard of vitamin B12? If somebody takes this a lot, then they don't have to take it because our body does naturally produce B12. But if it doesn't, it's a great way to give like an energy boost for those that like don't drink caffeine or anything. By the way, do you drink coffee or caffeine? Okay, how much? I know. I'm giving the face because caffeine is so bad. Okay, that's probably another one we want to work on is our caffeine intake. Also keep in mind, if you do want to slow down your caffeine intake, you will have withdrawals. It's also important to note that that means that our body is addicted to it. That's something to be aware of and be mindful of. Yeah, we don't want anything in our body that our body will ultimately become addicted to, right? That means it's bad. So caffeine, let's try to knock it down to 2 cups a day of coffee. 2 cups of coffee per day instead of 3. And you'll do this for 2 weeks, okay? And because you're only dropping it down a cup, you shouldn't get any headaches and you shouldn't have any major withdrawals, but in case you do, just give us a call. We can talk you through it and think of some ways to manage it, okay? Perfect. So let's add that. Alright, and another vitamin that you could look into, it also kind of depends on your levels as well, because our body does produce a lot of these, but if we're not eating healthy, then we're not getting the nutrients that our body needs, such as like iron, protein, vitamin C. So do you normally have fruits and vegetables daily? Because I know that we marked it as a 3. What does your eating look like? Yeah, so anything easy to make, microwave. Yeah, we want to try and stay away from that, and I know a lot of people will argue that food is expensive, but let me be real with you, okay? I know this isn't something that you probably want to hear, but I think you might need to hear it. The amount of money that people spend on snacking, they could easily spend it on healthy foods, because if you eat really healthy, you probably don't need to snack because you're going to be full. So, for example, have a couple eggs in the morning with some sausage or a couple pieces of bacon. I mean, let's be real, we don't want to completely take out everything we like, right? And then for lunch, maybe have a chicken breast with some broccoli and some cheese on top. Again, it's good. You're not eliminating everything. And then maybe for dinner, have a baked potato with a burger, or baked potato with steak, or asparagus with steak, or asparagus with burger. You see, 3 meals. And if you absolutely need a snack, peanuts. Just a handful of peanuts. If it's healthy, yeah, and it'll knock the craving out. So how I first started, I'll be real with you. Yeah, I had to change my diet completely years ago. And what I did was I just replaced items. So instead of eating chips, I ate cherry tomatoes, or I made my own kale chips, which sounds gross, but it's really good. I added salt and I think it was the olive oil onto kale, and then I put it in the oven for just like 2 minutes. And they're really crunchy, had really good flavor. So there are other options, and you can get a big bag of kale for pretty cheap. Actually, it's probably cheaper to buy a bag of kale than it is to buy a bag of chips now. Yeah, it's just doing research. So, if that's something that you're really interested in, we have some printouts of some healthy foods, healthy meal ideas, or if you really, really struggle with food in general, I could refer you to a nutritionist. It's totally up to you though. So that's something that we can keep in mind. Okay. Okay, right now you just want the handout. Okay. Okay, now let's go ahead and go into like a daily routine for you. What does a day in your life look like? Okay. 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 Alright, do you see a common theme here? That's okay. So, after describing your day to me, do you see anything in there that could help you? Anything you'd like to switch up on that? Yeah, so maybe, here, let's look at it this way. So you get up, eat breakfast, right? Obviously, that's a good thing. What do you have for breakfast? Because that is going to set your day. If you have something that's filled with sugar and fat, it's going to kind of weigh you down. You're going to crash. So, if you have like an apple or oatmeal with blueberries, it's going to give you energy and you're not going to have that crash. And you can have honey. You can replace sugar with honey. So, give that a try. And then, obviously, you got to work. You work from home. Okay? Now, why not, let's do this, on your breaks. Because you get breaks still when you work from home, right? You can kind of just, okay, I'm taking a break. Go on a walk. Can you do that? Do you have like blocks you can walk around, or just like walk up the street, walk back, or just walk in your own living room? Because there are videos too that you can follow on YouTube. They're not high intensity, unless that's what you're looking for. Then there are a lot of HIIT workouts out there as well. But it's very, very important to work out. Yeah, almost every single day. And even when you have a rest day, you still want to be mobile. You still want to move a little bit. So, for example, I work out every day. I usually use weights. On my rest days, I just go on walks and I do things that are less intense. Yeah, but I'm still active, you know? Because it's very, very important. Yeah. And it does. It makes me feel better. It'll make you feel accomplished. It'll give you energy. It'll make you feel really good about yourself. So it'll build confidence. It will lessen depression. I promise you. Absolutely. So maybe during breaks, instead of watching TV, go on a walk and maybe listen to a podcast instead of watching TV. Or yeah, there's a lot of videos that you can find on YouTube. Again, I love YouTube. Oh yeah, highly recommend getting YouTube Premium. It's amazing. But again, I see a lot here that you work, you'll watch TV, eat a snack, then you'll work some more, eat lunch, another break, watch TV, or get on your phone, scroll through TikTok or Instagram or Facebook. So another thing is limiting screen time, because that can drain you. Like, and it's a lot of stuff is just so pointless. You know, you want to like fill your day with like positivity for yourself. It's up to you. I'm just giving you suggestions. Yeah, that's why you're here. And then you eat dinner and then you watch more TV or play a game. And then you go to bed and you do the same thing every single day. Doesn't it feel like draining? Aren't you worn out from doing the same thing over and over again? Yeah, it does. It gets really hard, and a lot of it is just taking that first step and doing it. But you have to believe in yourself. So another thing I would highly recommend is telling yourself every single day, okay, ready? I want you to repeat this with me. Say, I can do it. I'm going to do it. There you go. And I will do it. I've done it. So if you say that every single day, you're going to manifest this idea that you are capable and you can do anything. Because I have a saying, you are capable of doing anything you set your mind to, as long as you believe in yourself. You have to be your own cheerleader. If you take anything away from today's session, it is you have to believe in yourself, you have to be your own cheerleader, and you have to work on yourself if you want to get better. Yeah, I know it would be so much easier if there was like a fix-all pill, but there's not. Even those that take medication are supposed to work on themselves. It's just supposed to help take the edge off so that you can work on yourself. I know, yeah, there is no fix-all pill. It is you take this while you eat healthy and exercise. And meditate if you can. But we won't get into that today. That's a bit much. Yes. I know, it's a lot. It's a lot. I get it. Trust me. I get it. Okay, so your eating habits, exercise, let's work on those for the next couple weeks, okay? Because that's really important. That's really going to improve your mood and help get a safe environment, structural environment, or routine down. Yep, because we can't really work on ourselves until we feel really good about where we're at and we can move forward in doing so. Like, you're still gonna have bad days, don't get me wrong. You're not gonna be perfect, you're not gonna be to the point where you're like, yeah, let's do it. Sometimes. But it's hard work, okay? I just want you to know that it is hard work, but it is so worth it. And you yes, you are so worth it, okay? I really need you to know that, all right? Okay, so moving forward, let me write some of this out for you, okay? Move my keyboard. Take some notes here. So we're going to do routine. It's going to be breakfast. And we're going to change that to eggs or oatmeal. Blueberries. Honey. Okay, and then you're going to go to work. Then walk. Or do anything active on breaks. And then lunch. What are you doing for lunch? Do you remember? Yeah. Chicken breast with, yep, broccoli and cheese. Yeah, and more work, and then walk again or something active. And then for dinner, do you remember? Yeah, burger you can get fairly cheap. And it's up to you if you want to do lean or not. It doesn't really matter. Burger. And then have like a veggie with it. I love asparagus. But yeah, anything like with a veggie. And you can do like baked potato, you can even do mashed potatoes. It's fine. Okay, and then what do you do after dinner? You can relax, but instead of TV, could watch or listen to a podcast. Or you can learn some stuff on YouTube. yeah, just don't numbly scroll, you know? What I mean by that is you just, you want to be involved. You want to, like, be awake. Yeah. So, what about reading? Do you read? Okay, so let's read. Okay, it could be articles, it could be books, it could be honestly anything. Just read. Yeah. I'm not going to be super picky on that. And you're going to do this for 2 weeks, okay? All of this you're going to do for 2 weeks. And then we're going to touch base and see how you're doing, because that's really important. And then from there on, we will continue. Because what are we doing? Yes, we are changing. We are adapting, we're learning, and we're growing. If we don't want to stay in the same place for the rest of our lives, we have to do something. I always say either make the change or shut up about it. And what that means is so many people will say, like, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. The most common one is, I need to lose weight, I really need to lose weight. And a lot of people that say that don't really do anything to do it. You know, they continue to eat unhealthy and not be super active and just complain about it. Where if I say something needs to happen, I make it happen. And I believe that you can do the same, and you're going to do the same. Because I see it in you. I see a lot of strength, a lot of courage, a lot of positivity. I do. I know you might not see it right now, but eventually you will. I cannot wait for that moment for you, okay? Alright, do you have any questions for me? Are you sure? Okay. I have to get the edges off. Alright. So am I fold it up for you? You want it like this? Yeah, I just fold things up, put it in my purse. It's way easier. Alright, my dear. Here's this for you. Yeah? And you are all set. Thank you so, so much for coming in today. I am so proud of you. I'm so grateful and thankful for you. And I cannot wait to see you in our next session. Good luck. See you in 2 weeks. All right.